Right now, you are witnessing a conversation that has the potential to completely transform your life. This is not just about words. It is a guide to reshaping your brain, your subconscious, and your energy. Because every thought you think, every word you say, shapes your biology and your reality. This isn't merely motivational talk. It's the scientific reflection of neuroscience, quantum physics, and energy. So go ahead and like this video while I enlighten you. We all talk to ourselves from time to time, don't we? Sometimes without even realizing it, we think things like, I can do this, or this is too hard, I can't handle it. These inner dialogues trigger a mechanism that works in the background of our lives, our subconscious. The subconscious mind acts like our autopilot. It controls most of our daily behaviors, habits, and even reflexes. The astonishing part is that the subconscious doesn't question what you tell it or think. If you say, I'm not good enough, it takes this as a command and shapes your belief system accordingly. Think of it like a garden. Every thought you have plants a seed in your subconscious. If those seeds are mostly negative, your mental garden will soon be overrun with weeds. But when you plant positive and supportive thoughts, flowers begin to bloom. Research shows that our brains produce between 60,000 and 70,000 thoughts daily. Here's the bad news: 90% of those thoughts are the same as the ones you had the day before. This means if you're caught in a negative loop, every morning when you wake up, you find yourself back in that same cycle. But here's the good news: you can break that cycle. The subconscious loves repetition. If you repeatedly tell it, I am strong, or I can succeed, it will accept those messages and begin to shape your behaviors and habits accordingly. To change the old records playing in your mind, you need to teach your subconscious a new song. At first, this can be challenging, but when you start changing your thoughts, you'll notice how your life begins to shift. Remember, your subconscious awaits your commands. So what commands are you giving it? Every thought is a choice, and every choice shapes your future. We've discussed the power of the subconscious. Now let's go deeper. Science tells us that every thought we have doesn't just stay in our minds. It physically changes the structure of our brains. That might sound complex, but let me explain with an example. Imagine there's a forest path. The first time you walk through it, the way is overgrown with bushes and difficult to pass. But if you walk the same path repeatedly over time, the path becomes clearer and more defined. This is exactly what happens in your brain. The thoughts you think repeatedly create neural pathways in your brain, and the more you use these pathways, the stronger they become. Now think of it this way. If you constantly say, I'm a failure, you are building a highway in your brain that supports this thought. But if you start saying, I can do this, your brain creates a new path. At first, this path might feel like a narrow trail, but every time you repeat it, the path grows wider and stronger. Quantum physics says, our thoughts don't just exist within our minds, they create ripples in the energy field surrounding us. How? Each of us has an energy field that is shaped by the frequency of the thoughts and emotions we emit. Think of it like a radio. If you're broadcasting negative thoughts, your station is constantly playing on a low frequency. But when you start emitting positive and empowering thoughts, you raise your frequency. Let me illustrate this with a simple example from daily life. Imagine starting your day feeling highly stressed. You're rushing to meet a deadline, then you get stuck in traffic, and the day just keeps piling on challenges. With this stressed energy, you're likely to attract more situations that amplify your stress. However, if you start your day by affirming, today everything will go smoothly, and I'm ready to overcome any challenges, you begin to notice opportunities and solutions around you. Scientists explain this phenomenon through the brain's reticular activating system. RAS acts as a filter, focusing on what you direct your attention to. When you think negatively, your brain focuses on negative outcomes. But when you cultivate a stream of positive thoughts, your brain begins to seek evidence that supports these beliefs. In essence, our thoughts influence not just our brains, but also our energy and the reality we perceive around us. Rebuilding yourself with empowering thoughts like I can succeed creates not only a mental but also a physical and energetic transformation. The power to start this construction lies entirely in your hands. Each thought is like a brick, and how you choose to use these bricks is entirely up to you. When we understand quantum physics and neuroscience, we begin to realize just how crucial self-talk is. As we discussed earlier, our brains are constantly reshaping themselves based on what we think. But the key is not just in thinking positively, It's about how we use those thoughts strategically. Now let me show you how to make this self-talk more intentional and effective. Let me explain this with an example. Imagine you're preparing for a job interview. Picture yourself in one of these two scenarios. In the first scenario, before the interview, you keep thinking, they definitely won't like me, or I'm not good enough. These thoughts don't just create mental discomfort, they trigger the release of cortisol, the stress hormone, in your body. This results in a shaky voice, low energy levels, and indecisiveness during the interview. In the second scenario, you approach the interview with thoughts like, meeting me is a great opportunity for them, or I'm prepared for this role and I'll do my best. These kinds of thoughts create new neural pathways in your brain that help you focus on success. As a result, during the interview, you appear more confident, energetic, and self-assured. This highlights the need for self-talk to be strategic. Here are a few simple yet effective strategies. 1. Create emotional states. Tie your self-talk to emotions. Instead of just saying, I can do it, imagine how it feels to succeed. For instance, think, I've landed the job and I'm celebrating. This reinforces the feeling of success in your brain and gives you a clear goal to work towards. 2. Quickly replace negative talk. When a negative thought arises, catch it immediately and replace it with a positive alternative. For example, instead of thinking, this problem is too complicated, say, I can find a creative solution to overcome this challenge. This trains your brain to focus on solutions, not problems. 3. Use anchor triggers. Integrate positive self-talk into your daily routines. For example, as you walk through a door, think, I'm strong. When you drink water, say, I'm nourishing my body and mind. These triggers help you stay mindful throughout the day. In challenging moments, asking yourself, what can I learn from this? Or, where's the opportunity here? Can elevate your energy and enable your brain to discover more creative solutions. Remember, your self-talk doesn't stay confined to your mind. It reflects in your body, energy, and the outcomes you experience in life. Learning to speak to yourself strategically is the first step to not only changing your thoughts but also reshaping your destiny. These insights are not just theoretical. To see real transformation, you need to take action. Shaping your self-talk is one of the most effective ways to create noticeable changes in your daily life. Now is the perfect time to take the first step that's right for you. If this video added value to your life, think about how you can apply what you've learned. And if you believe these insights could make a difference in someone else's life, don't forget to like this video and share it with your loved ones. This is just the beginning. Together, we can achieve so much more. See you in the next video. Remember, transformation always starts with you. Thank you.